This is gonna be a little bit of a different video. It's sort of an about me. I'm gonna give you guys some of my background in life and what I studied and what I used to do for work. A lot of you guys follow me because I talk about my experience becoming Catholic again or reverting back to the Catholic Church. That's the main thing I have talked about on this channel, and just my experience being Catholic. So if you guys have any other questions or any other topics, please let me know. I do feel like I have gone over that pretty thoroughly. I'm sure I will continue to talk about it, but there's only so many times I can tell that story in my experience. So I did want to share some other things about me. I went to school for kinesiology, which also another word would be exercise science and nutrition. So that is what my passion was growing up. I started lifting weights in middle school. I was probably 14 or 15. We actually had a really good weight room in my middle school, and we would lift weights in gym class. We had a weight class, and then I ran track and we would lift weights some days. And that just became my passion. I have always loved it. I've always loved health, fitness, nutrition. And then another fact that most of you wouldn't know unless you're one of my friends in real life or someone who knows me is my career before all of this was in corporate banking. That's kind of a broad term. I was an analyst for most of that time. I did work in some other fields within corporate banking as well. So I am very, very well-rounded and educated in financial literacy overall. I also had a huge interest in investing from a very young age. I'm not sure why, and looking back, I don't know where I got that from, but I knew I needed to start investing and buying stocks right when I turned 18. So I have been a successful long-term investor since I turned 18. I have looked at the stock market, the housing market every single day, I think, since I've been 18. I just laid off of that the last year. I wanted to kind of step away from all the financial stuff and not be so obsessed with the markets and money. And I think that was really good for me, but I still love it. I also know a lot when it comes to just basic financial literacy. So budgeting, anything to do with banking, loans, the housing market, financial just education in general is what I would say I'm actually the most an expert at when it comes to any topic, because I spent the most amount of time doing that. We had to do an insane amount of trainings when it came to financial education and literacy as well for my career. So yeah, and I just love investing. I think it is the answer to being financially free. I think it's the best thing I ever did. I'm so thankful that I knew to invest somehow from a very young age. So yeah, that's really what I know and love. And I did also start day trading again. I started day trading in 2018 is the earliest I can remember doing it. I primarily traded Forex back then. And I will be honest, I did a lot of copy trading. So I wouldn't say I learned the most, but I learned the ins and outs of day trading. And now I do futures trading. I'm not going to give extremely specific advice on stock picking or day trading strategies, but when it comes to anything financial, investing, budgeting, anything to do with that kind of stuff, I have done that for years. And it's very easy for me to talk about. So I'm I might as well see if anyone has any questions on that kind of stuff. I'm really into mindset as well. Specifically because I'm Christian, I believe the Lord will provide, and it is not good to worry about money. I think that's a huge thing. That being said, I know that being in debt or not being able to pay basic bills and all of that can be extremely stressful and is a real life thing. So it's it is good, just like the gym, it's good to be healthy and fit so that you wake up with energy. It's good to be financially literate and hopefully financially free at some point so you don't have to stress about money. And then even better, get to the point where you can actively give to others. I will say, no matter what point you are at in your financial journey, I think it's always good to give. I think no matter where you're at, unless you literally are on the street and can't pay for anything, that is a different story. But any other situation you're in, I think we should always give to our church and give back to others. But yeah, if you have any questions on like mindset when it comes to money and being at peace with your finances or your health, I would love to make videos on that. So let me know your suggestions and I will see you in the next video.